Indie Mogul.
Avatar continues to make a load of money. Exactly how much is a load? Let's find out with some movie math. This weekend, Avatar took in another $48 million, giving it a domestic total of $429 million in 4 weeks. Back in 1997, after 4 weeks, Titanic had made just $197 million. Titanic then went on to play in theaters for 41 weeks, for a domestic total of $600.6 million. Internationally, Titanic brought in $1.2 billion, thus becoming the biggest worldwide box office hit of all time. And that reign is coming to an end. Avatar is still selling out across the globe, and in today's fast-paced world, will at least play for half of Titanic's time at the box office. Therefore, I predict, and I think most people would predict this at this point, that Avatar will become the most successful film of all time. Does it deserve the title? Write your thoughts down below, and while I personally feel Avatar is far from being a great movie, I tip my hat to James Cameron for making the 2 most successful films of all time. Not bad for a truck driver who taught himself how to make movies. I'd also like to give a shout out to 3D and IMAX, who helped make this all possible by significantly jacking up the price of a movie ticket. Yes, for the 3rd week in a row, the top 3 movies at the box office have stayed the same. Sherlock Holmes continued in 2nd place, pulling in another $16.6 million for a total of $165 million in 3 weeks. This is now Robert Downey Jr.'s 2nd most successful film after Iron Man, and expect to see a sequel. As for Guy Ritchie, he hasn't seen this much money since taking a peek at his ex-wife's checkbook. Despite coming in at number 3, Alvin and the Chipmunks has made even more money than Sherlock Holmes thanks to its initial Wednesday opening back in December. Taking in another $16.3 million, Alvin, Simon, and Theodore might play rock stars, but they're real-life movie stars, as they've brought in $178 million in just 3.5 weeks. Internationally, they've brought in another $105 million so far, giving them a worldwide haul of $283 million. These chipmunks might not be growing up, but their box office revenue sure is. Hey, didn't some new movies actually open this weekend? They did indeed, but audiences didn't pay them much notice. Daybreakers opened at number 4 with $15 million, not bad for a $20 million movie. Meanwhile, Leap Year was grounded at number 6 with just $9.1 million. Good news is Amy Adams' box office stats are improving. Bad news is they were pretty miserable to begin with. And coming in at number 9 is Youth in Revolt. Ouch! Romancing just $7 million, Youth in Revolt does have the lowest amount of screens in the top 10, but it also doesn't have the top per screen average. This is Michael Cera's lowest box office opening to date, and unfortunately he didn't impress those of you who decided to check out the movie. I asked you to rate it on a 1 to 10, and you gave it a 7.5, the same score audiences gave it on Friday's episode of Beyond the Trailer. And now it's time for the results of the 1-sentence review challenge. Here's the top 5, and number 1 gets a free pair of AMC movie tickets. In 5th place is Vigilante Hero, who notes that Sarah tries so hard to get the girl to fall for him, he forgets that the audience needs to like him too. 4th place, Pace Rocks 1 calls it a clever and often riotous burst of cynicism that pushes, let's face it, some pretty questionable ideas. 3rd place, Mega Man 90210 points out that it's Tyler Durden from Fight Club meets the typical teenager Michael plays in all his other films. And runner-up, Bram-B600 agrees, adding, finally, a movie that will serve as evidence to everyone that believes Michael Cera can only play one character. And the winner of the free movie tickets is Secret Service Dentist, who says it best with, Michael Cera is a half-ass, half-badass. I'm going to see a lot of movies in 2010. Find out which ones I'm looking forward to seeing the most after the break. So last weekend I listed my top 10 movies of 2009, and one of my Facebook friends, Akshay Verma, suggested I do a list of the films I'm most looking forward to in 2010. And I thought it was a great idea, so here they are. And I'd like to add this was a very hard list to make as 2010 is looking pretty awesome. Plus I couldn't factor in movies that I haven't heard anything about yet. Okay, so these are in the order they are going to be released. Shutter Island. Wanted to see it in 2009, but it got pushed back. I love elegant thrillers, and I just can't believe that DiCaprio and Scorsese aren't going to deliver. Iron Man 2. Have you seen the trailer? Enough said. Prince of Persia. This movie looks like The Mummy meets Pirates of the Caribbean meets Indiana Jones. I'm sure Disney is paying Jerry Bruckheimer a lot of money because with this and Sorcerer's Apprentice, he's really going to deliver for them in 2010. Toy Story 3. Nostalgia is what makes me excited about this movie, although the trailers are making me a little nervous. Inception. I have no idea what this movie is about, but if Christopher Nolan's behind the camera, I'll be in the theater. Salt. I am very excited to see Angelina Jolie star in an action movie that's not based on a video game and where she's the lead. Here's hoping she can shoot her way through that pesky glass ceiling. Rapunzel. I've only seen concept art for Disney's first CGI princess movie, but I have never seen a Disney princess movie that I didn't love, and I don't expect to start now. Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 1. It's one of the biggest movie franchises of all time, and it's coming to an end. How can you miss it? Tron Legacy. An excellent use of 3D and IMAX technology. Next year's Avatar. And finally, The Green Hornet, simply because I can't wait to see Christoph Waltz back on the silver screen. What movies are you most excited about in 2010? Write them down below. Also, next weekend, no movie math, as I'll be visiting my sister. But I'll see you on Friday when Beyond the Trailer covers The Book of Eli and The Spy Next Door. I'm Grace Randolph, and we just did some movie math.
Subscribe, comment, rate it.